As part of the city's efforts to help families faced with foreclosure, officials announced an event to help Chicagoans determine if they are eligible for assistance under the federal government's recently announced Foreclosure Assistance plan. Mayor Daley also announced the expansion of the city's Borrower Outreach Days events. Here are highlights from the March 24th news conference.
As you know, President Obama has looked at all the economic issues in various categories, addressing them as quickly as possible to help relieve the economic situation that unfortunately many people feel not only in the city of Chicago but throughout the country. As the nation's economy struggles, and we know it is struggling every day, we continue to see record numbers, unfortunately, of foreclosures, not just in the city but in suburban area and the collar counties. In all of our neighborhoods, hardworking families are struggling to meet mortgage payments continually that have grown beyond, unfortunately, their means. Why? Someone's being laid off of their family, or the breadwinner is being laid off as well. Chicago is doing better than some other cities, but the numbers are still far too high, unfortunately. There were 20,592 foreclosure filings in Chicago during 2008, a 48% increase from 2007. There were almost 10,000 completed foreclosures in Chicago in 2008, almost all of which went back to the lender after the foreclosure auction. These properties often end up vacant for extended periods and do have a devastating impact in all of our communities. And this is hitting all communities in the city as well as the metropolitan area. As you know, here in Chicago, we anticipated the foreclosure problem years ago, and we began to address it. The city's foreclosure prevention program has served as national models, and they're using that throughout the country. But no one could have predicted how severe this problem would become. We recognize the magnitude of the problem, its impact on Chicago families, its potential to slow down the progress as we have made in neighborhoods all across Chicago. And that's why we created and will continue our long-lasting variety of foreclosure prevention efforts designed to encourage people to get help as soon as possible. Any sign of trouble within your own family when it comes to paying your mortgage, please immediately call 311 if you have any inkling, any feeling. Programs such as our Homeowners Preservation Initiative, which since 2003 has prevented more than 2,000 foreclosures, reclaimed nearly 550 vacant troubled buildings, and counseled more than 12,000 Chicagoans. Our early warning program, which started in 2007, gives homeowners facing foreclosure more time to get help, work out their solutions, and of course, keep them in their homes. Our support of HUD-certified credit counseling agencies are very important as well. Our borrower outreach events in Chicago neighborhoods hit hardest by foreclosure. We've had various events in communities all over the city, especially the hardest hit of foreclosure. Our neighborhood stabilization program strategy to acquire and redevelop vacant foreclosed homes using $55.2 million in HUD financing. In the announcement I made 2 weeks ago that we hope to use $6 million from the federal economic stimulus program for foreclosure prevention activities, which are really important. But in these difficult times, you know that even more individuals and families are struggling to make ends meet. The foreclosure problem requires everyone's attention: government, not-for-profit, the lending industry, and also not-for-profit organizations. We must work together to keep all of our families in their homes and, of course, create solutions that will protect all of our communities. And that's why today we are pleased to announce a partnership with the MacArthur Foundation, Neighborhood Housing Services Chicago, and a variety of HUD-certified counseling agencies and pro bono real estate attorneys to hold a special Fix Your Mortgage event on May 2nd. And we have to publicize that throughout the city. The event's name was chosen because we want to help homeowners get into affordable, sustainable, fix rate mortgages, which are extremely important. This event will give borrowers who may be eligible for assistance under President Obama's Making Home Affordable Homeowners Assistance Plan an opportunity and a chance to get help in a fast and efficient way. The President announced this plan earlier this month. The administration estimates the plan will help as many as 4 million people avoid foreclosure. Any bank that receives federal money under the Treasury Department's $700 billion financial rescue plan is required to participate. We are pleased that this plan offers real tools to help keep more homeowners in their homes. We estimate that approximately 8,000 homeowners who are in foreclosure will be eligible for the federal program. We want to make sure that as many as possible take advantage of it. But let me make this clear. The federal assistance funds do not flow through the city or state governments. Again, does not flow through city or state governments. If a homeowner is eligible for support under the federal plan, he or she must deal directly with the lender. What we and our partners are trying to do with our initiative is to make it as simple as possible for Chicagoans who qualify to take part in the Making Home Affordable Plan. So prior to the May 2nd event, we will partner with faith-based community, aldermanic offices, and local community organizations to get the word out about this particular event, including a checklist of documents that homeowners should bring with them. Then at the event, the HUD-certified counselors and pro bono real estate attorneys will review the paperwork, complete a list to determine if the borrower qualifies for assistance under the Obama plan. They will send information directly to the loan servicer right on the spot. Our May 2nd event will focus only on the part of the Obama plan that deals with modifying your loan agreement. It is for people who are already in or at risk or foreclosure. It does not deal with refinancing part of the Obama plan, which is for people who are current on the loan. One other thing, both of these programs are open only to borrowers who live in their homes, not to investors or people with mortgages on second or third homes. And I repeat that. Both of these programs are only open to borrowers who live in their homes and not to investors or people with the mortgages on second or third homes. It is open to homeowners who obtain a mortgage before January 1, 2009. The partnership and the outreach is the latest piece of our ongoing effort to address the challenge of foreclosure. In addition, today we're releasing the schedule for 5 more of our regular borrower outreach days that will take place between April and December. We have sponsored 14 of these events since 2007, provided help to more than 3,200 homeowners. Of course, we will continue working hard to pass legislation both at the federal and state level to prevent foreclosures, lessen the impact foreclosures have on our local neighborhoods and economies. At the federal level, we will continue to support legislation to allow bankruptcy judges to modify mortgage loans. At the state level, we will continue to support legislation to create a foreclosure prevention fund and legislation that expedites city intervention on distressed condos so a building can be put back to productive use. I also support legislation brought to the Springfield by the Metropolitan's Mayor's Caucus that enhances a city's ability to address the foreclosure crisis by providing direct notification of foreclosures to municipalities or cities. The legislation also requires any entity that holds a mortgage, including a bank or trustee, to maintain its vacant property, and that is very, very serious issue. Again, we want the legislation required any entity that holds a mortgage, including a bank or trustee, to maintain its vacant properties. I want to thank the MacArthur Foundation, Neighborhood Housing Services of Chicago as well, and other partners who are helping to make that May 2nd Fix Your Mortgage event day very possible. They recognize the impact foreclosures have on all of our communities and all of our families. Their willingness to commit resources to the struggle will help keep them alive, the dream of home ownership, not only here in Chicago, but throughout the country. Thank you. Deborah Moore.
Good morning. Thank you, Mayor.
Thank you.
I'm pleased to be here to sharing the good news of the Obama plan with the residents of Chicago's neighborhoods. Many homeowners have struggled and continue to struggle to keep their homes current. As a neighborhood director for Neighborhood Housing Services of Chicago, I have seen firsthand the devastating impact foreclosure can have on families and on our communities. One family, for example, suffered payment shock when their mortgage increased by $700 a month. Finding themselves 6 months behind and in foreclosure, they came to NHS for help. The loss mitigation tools that their servicer provided to assist this family consisted of putting their delinquent payments at the end of the loan and keeping their mortgage rate at the rate it was, but fixed it. While this result stopped the current foreclosure action, the family is still burdened with higher monthly payments and still will continue to struggle to stay current. If the servicer had reduced the interest rate, it would have made the mortgage more affordable for that family's income. I am pleased that the Obama plan will help people like this family and thousands like them who did not have viable options to save their home from foreclosure and sustain making their monthly payments into the future. The struggle of foreclosure on our communities is a burden, and we can all see that. We see the effect here in West Lawn, in Auburn Gresham, in Inglewood, and in many, many communities across the city. It is especially difficult when we know we cannot help someone save their home from foreclosure, and that is why the Obama plan will give many, many more people hope. It's one more tool that we have to work to keep our neighborhoods strong and vibrant into the future. I hope that every Chicago family that is behind on their mortgage or is facing difficulty will attend one of the City of Chicago's Outreach Borrower Days and the Fix Your Mortgage Outreach on May 2nd. I would like to introduce now our homeowner, Ms. Mary Lewis, who came to NHS through word of mouth and is working with the NHS counselor to negotiate a loan modification under the Obama plan with her servicer.
Good morning. My name is Mary Lewis Brown, and I've worked hard all my life. I need to tell you, I've lived on the South Side for over 20 years. I had a husband that passed away, and I have 2 children attending college. I opted to take a retirement plan, hoping to find a job making compatible amount of money to what I was trained to do. I did, and I was successful. But after a period of time, the economy changed, and as the saying says, the last hired, the first to go. So I was laid off, which meant that my income was reduced and led me to get behind in my mortgage. I heard about the NHS plan. I jumped on it, and it's important. You have to act fast. This up-and-coming event on May 2nd, a lot of you know someone just like me that has worked hard all her life, that wants to stay in her home. And without NHS, that wouldn't be possible. So I'm appealing to you, please pass the word and let everyone know that this program does exist and it will help you or your family members or friends that are experiencing the same problem that I am today. And I want to thank the mayor and I want to thank NHS for allowing me to come and speak, because it's a very difficult time for me and a lot of other members of my family and friends. And this time is now. Take advantage of this opportunity. I intend to. Thank you.